There is, some critique I hear that I ebb and flow in of like, man, you're just singing way too many repetitive songs. And then you're like, God, you guys don't do enough repetitive songs. And, what do you think about repetition in worship?
I think you're ebbing and flowing because it's both and. It's not either or. It's immature to even think that way. The reason liturgy is so beautiful is because, again, it trains your heart, soul, mind. It trains you. And so over a lifetime, liturgy will have such a huge impact. So you want the work of music to do its work until it does become rote. But here's the thing. Just Google it. Once something becomes rote, your brain no longer lights up. That's fascinating. It lights up when you're actively engaged in a song. You are creating in the process. You are actively engaged, creating in the process. It's difficult. It's actually challenging and mentally stimulating. And you're enjoying the process. That causes all of your brain to totally light up, and nothing else does that. Medical science has found nothing else to do that. And so it's so easy just to darken minds simply by not letting them be creative in it and not letting them actually, in a high difficulty, develop themselves. And so there's something about then, on the opposite side of rote, this new song idea that God commands us to sing new song. There's something about that space where we're singing some of these repetitive lines over and over and over that allows you to also start praying during that time or learning the harmony over that time. It allows space for saints to actively engage. I think the problem really about whether it's repetitive or not repetitive, that argument is at the core, this please entertain me right now need. Please do the work for me need. When was the last time you were bored during worship? Even when someone else is leading. You don't get bored because you learn how to dive in, right? So I think the real core is training just the people of God to own their own faith and jump in. But repetitive, I love, it does the work. Once it is rote, then I think we could add brand new things to it, keep it lit up. It's both and they're both so important. I think they're important constantly. As long as what's rote has content in it that'll last and endure and is true all the time forever. Otherwise, you're wasting their muscle memory.
Totally. Speaking of that word endure, it brings, what is the psalm in the late Psalms? Your love endures forever, line, your love endures forever, line. I think it happens 20-something times.
I don't know the address.
Forever. But,
in Psalms was repetitive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so they're like, even when I read like the hymn book of the Bible, I see, and that's the one that comes to mind because it's like, a lot of times, or holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. I mean, just these different places where there is, or even back, in the day when the first Catholics memorized the Psalms. It was like the first rosary.
Yeah.
And they would memorize them, and it would be it reminded me of that when you said it helps you pray. Like it would be a tool of prayer for them, where they would say it by memory, and often just their mouths would just be saying that, but it would be just a time to use that to get into a mode of prayer, and so it's super, super good and helpful.